Alex quits Amazon. Ben stays. They both think they made the smarter choice. One thinks he bought freedom. The other thinks he bought security. But they're both missing something, because one of them forgot to count the invisible benefits, and the other forgot to count the upside of extreme risk. And when you actually run the numbers over 20 years, the result is not what most people expect. It's the kind of gap that makes a lot of ambitious people very uncomfortable, because it forces a brutal question. What if the boring path was actually the smarter one? Let's keep this fair. Alex and Ben are both 32 years old. They both work at Amazon in Seattle. They both make around $180,000 a year in total compensation. Salary, bonus, RSUs. They both have $120,000 saved. They both live in similar townhomes. They both drive Subarus. They both complain about Seattle traffic. And they both spend way too much money at Costco every Saturday. Same city, same income, same starting point. The only difference is what they do next. Alex quits, Ben stays. Alex takes his $120,000 and launches an e-commerce brand. $80,000 goes into inventory, $20,000 into branding and logistics. The last $20,000 stays in cash. His plan is simple. Private label premium outdoor gear. Manufacture overseas, sell through Amazon FBA, scale through Meta ads. He posts the resignation photo. Laptop closed, badge on the desk, Seattle skyline behind him. Caption: building my own dream now. LinkedIn loves it. 300 likes. Everyone tells him he's brave. He feels like he just escaped the Matrix. Ben does something much less exciting. He updates his payroll settings. 15% into his 401k, full employer match, maxes his HSA, sets up automatic monthly transfers into index funds. Then he goes back to his sprint planning meeting. When coworkers ask what he's doing with his money, he just says, VOOVTI. Same as always. Nobody is impressed. There's no dramatic resignation, no founder announcement, no story to tell at dinner parties. On day one, Alex looks like he's winning by a mile. Ben just looks boring. But boring and profitable often look identical in the beginning. For the first 2 years, Alex looks unstoppable. His products catch traction, monthly revenue crosses $100,000. He starts posting from Bali, laptop on the beach, coffee beside it, captions about location freedom. He starts casually saying things like customer acquisition cost, inventory velocity, margin optimization. He hires a CPA, buys a heavy SUV for partial business depreciation, starts talking about tax strategy like he discovered some secret the rest of America missed. He feels smarter than everyone still collecting a paycheck, especially Ben. Meanwhile, Ben's life looks painfully average. Every 2 weeks, his paycheck hits through ADP. Gross pay says over $11,000. Then reality appears. Federal withholding, Social Security, Medicare, 401k, health insurance, Washington paid family leave. Suddenly, the deposit is closer to $6,800. It hurts every time. But he automates everything. He doesn't think about it. Every January, he maxes his HSA, invests it, saves every medical receipt in a folder. Because someday, he can reimburse himself tax-free. It's one of those weirdly specific American financial hacks almost nobody talks about. He doesn't post about any of this. He just does it. Quietly. Then year 3 arrives. And this is where the math changes. Because entrepreneurship always looks clean on revenue charts, until tax season shows up. Alex opens TurboTax and immediately feels sick. For the first time in his life, he sees payroll taxes from the other side. The employer side of Social Security and Medicare, the part Amazon used to quietly absorb. Now it's his problem. Suddenly being your own boss feels a lot less cinematic. Then healthcare hits. At Amazon, his family PPO cost about $430 a month. Expensive, but manageable. Now he shops the ACA marketplace. Comparable coverage. About $1,700 a month. Higher deductible too. Then his son falls off a trampoline. ER visit, x-rays, orthopedic follow-up. Final out-of-pocket cost, $2,846. One accident wipes out almost a week of profit. This is the kind of math nobody includes in the quit your job videos. Then there's time. This is the number founders almost never count. At Amazon, work stress ended when Slack closed. Now, stress is permanent. 1:14 a.m., a customer in London complains. 5:47 a.m., Amazon flags a listing. Thanksgiving morning, a counterfeit seller hijacks his product page. He has no paid vacation, no sick leave, no mental off switch. He doesn't own freedom. He owns responsibility. 24 hours a day. While all of this is happening, Ben is doing almost nothing. His investments keep buying. Market goes up, he keeps buying. Market goes down, he keeps buying. His Amazon RSUs vest every quarter. 42 shares unlock. 15 get sold for taxes. 27 land in his account. He glances at the fidelity notification and goes back to work. It's the definition of boring. It's also the definition of compounding. By year 5, Alex has built something real. His business survives. And that alone puts him ahead of most founders. But survival isn't glamorous. He's dealt with inventory delays, account suspension scares, ad cost spikes, refund abuse, cash flow crunches. His revenue looks impressive. His checking account often doesn't. Because revenue isn't wealth. Inventory absorbs cash, ads absorb cash, returns absorb cash. Growth is expensive. Ben's life is still deeply unremarkable. He clips Costco digital coupons, argues with himself over whether organic eggs are worth it, stands in line for gas because it's 12 cents cheaper. One time, he walks into Costco for paper towels and walks out with a $487 receipt. He has no idea where the money went. This is peak American middle-class realism. But financially, something huge is happening. His accounts quietly cross 7 figures. Not from brilliance, not from hustle, not from some secret strategy, from automation. This is where most people misunderstand wealth. They assume effort and reward scale together. They usually don't. Alex works 10 times harder, but much of his reward is trapped. Brand equity, inventory, future sale value. Illiquid, fragile, hard to access. Ben's reward is different. Liquid, visible, compounding, and increasingly independent of his daily effort. By year 10, Alex's business stabilizes around $220,000 in annual net profit. Very respectable, but it requires constant attention, constant vigilance, constant decision-making. He's built himself a high-paying machine, but he's still inside the machine. Step away too long, and things break. Ben gets promoted twice, switches teams strategically, lets compensation rise, keeps investing, keeps vesting, keeps compounding. His retirement accounts, brokerage, RSUs, all together push into 7 figures. He still feels normal. That's the strange thing about compounding. It feels invisible, right until it doesn't. Then year 20 arrives. This is where the story fully separates. Alex is 52. He finally sells the company. Headline acquisition number looks huge. Then reality takes its cut. Legal fees, taxes, debt repayment, earnout adjustments, working capital reconciliation. Suddenly, the number that actually lands in his account is much smaller. Still, life-changing, but not yacht money, not disappear forever money. He built something legitimate, something difficult, something admirable, but he paid for it, in stress, in uncertainty, in years of never fully clocking out. Ben is also 52. He never built anything flashy. He stayed, got promoted, kept investing, let decades do their work. His combined retirement accounts, brokerage assets, and accumulated RSUs have quietly grown into the multi-million-dollar range. Not billionaire wealth, not private jet wealth, but enough. Enough to walk away if he wants, enough to say no, enough to sleep well. And in America, predictability is one of the most expensive luxuries you can buy. Now, of course, there's another version of the story. Sometimes Alex wins big, really big. Sometimes the company explodes. Sometimes it gets acquired for 8 figures. Sometimes risk creates extraordinary outcomes. America still rewards that. But here's the part social media leaves out. Those outcomes are rare. For every founder posting from a villa in Tulum, there are dozens quietly liquidating inventory at break-even. The internet massively overrepresents exceptional winners. Because nobody makes viral content titled, "I built a moderately successful business and earned slightly less than I would have at Amazon."
So what's the lesson?
It's not that entrepreneurship is bad. It isn't. And it's not that staying employed is superior. It isn't. The lesson is simpler. Most people never run the full numbers. They count salary, but not benefits. They count revenue, but not stress. They count freedom, but not responsibility. They count upside, but not probability. Alex optimized for immediate autonomy. Ben optimized for long-term optionality. One bought control today, the other bought flexibility tomorrow. Both choices were rational, but only one is consistently romanticized online. The next time someone tells you quitting your job is the only path to real wealth, ask them one question. Did you include everything? The taxes, the healthcare, the lost employer match, the RSU vesting, the sleep, the stress, the opportunity cost? Because the answer that includes everything is the only answer that matters. I'll see you in the next one.